And Dana, in that photo, it really looked like a winter wonderland, but right now it's just looking like an icy mess.
I know. We went from winter wonderland earlier today to icy nightmare for tonight. It is very, very icy out there. We had a lot of freezing rain falling over the past couple of hours, and unfortunately we still have a lot of precip to go. It's been very slippery out there, especially on sidewalks and untreated roads. So that's something to be cautious of over the next couple of hours and getting into early tomorrow morning as well. It's really going to be very slippery out there. We still have a lot of precip after this. Right now in southern New England and into New York, this is all rain, but we have enough cold air here in Maine that it's going to switch over to freezing rain and some snow as we get closer and closer to Maine over the next couple of hours. Now currently we are seeing freezing rain in New Hampshire through southern and western Maine, and then north and east of there is where we're seeing some more snow, with the exception of the immediate coastline down east Maine, and that's where we're seeing some rain. So we have a lot of different precipitation types going on here. Now a question that we had earlier in our forecast earlier in the day is whether or not the coastline would be able to stay in the freezing rain for an extended period of time, because freezing rain is very delicate with wind direction and with temperature. But we had our temperatures being low enough to see an extended period of freezing rain right along the coastline, which has made things very, very slippery. A good example is right out in Portland. It took a very long time for me to get from my car into the station today. So we're going to continue to see freezing rain over the next couple of hours, which is going to make things even more slippery. And because of that, the National Weather Service did issue a winter weather advisory, which is in effect until early Thursday morning for all counties except for farther Aroostook County. So over the next couple of hours, we're going to continue to see freezing rain and some snow right around north of the Bangor area. Eventually, we will start to see a changeover in some spots into rain as our temperatures begin to increase over the next couple of hours. But even as we get into early tomorrow morning, it's still going to be cold enough for a lot of us in there to see that freezing rain in that pink color. Now, most of the precipitation is going to be done by the time we get to the morning commute. However, because most of this precipitation fell overnight and because there's a lot of ice in here, I think the morning commute is still going to be a little bit hazardous. So keep that in mind. Give yourself some extra time to scrape off the car and to get where you need to be. So I put this map up here for the future ice accretion. If you're in any of these pink shaded colors, that's where we're going to see the most ice. I think we could see a little bit outside of this area, but where the pink colors are the most bright is where we're going to see the most ice over the next couple of hours. Now, as we get into later in the day on Thursday, our temperatures are going to warm up tremendously. So we're going to be able to get into the mid-40s in a lot of spots. So that'll allow any of the ice and snow to melt as we get later in the day. So after a bit of a treacherous morning, we do get to kind of get a better Thursday as we get a little bit later in the day. But we have yet another system coming in very early on Friday morning. This one is a similar one to what we saw today, but it looks like it's going to start out a little bit warmer. So we're going to see rain along the immediate coastline. Then we'll be watching that rain snow line as we get to move a little bit farther north. North of the rain snow line obviously is where we're going to see some more snow, really north of the Bangor area and into down east Maine. And that storm will move throughout the day on Friday. So I think Friday we're going to see precipitation throughout much of the day. And then we start off the day on Saturday pretty good, but then we're watching yet another system for Sunday. So for the system that we're going to see tonight, I would say 1 to 2 inches in northern Maine where they're going to see the most snow. And then we're going to pick up a couple more inches from the system on Friday. Overall, not too much snow, but the most is going to be up in northern Maine. So for our marine forecast, seas 2 to 4 feet, the water is 39 degrees. So we got a bit of an active weather pattern for our 7-day forecast. Obviously, we have that freezing rain moving through right now, which has definitely been causing a lot of issues. So that's really just something to keep in mind there. Another system moving through on Friday, and then we're watching for the potential of another storm there on Sunday. It's going to kind of depend if it just clips the coastline with a little bit of snow or if it's going to go completely south of us. But overall, Zach, with that freezing rain out there, I just want to emphasize that it is very, very slippery. So for people to be extra cautious late tonight and early tomorrow morning, the penguins know what to do. You got to get that little waddle in there.
Yeah, get that waddle for sure, Dana. Thanks so much.